Alright, what's up guys? Thanks for tuning in. Today we're here at LEXTEK in National City. One of my buddies, forever, long time, since the 90s, Monty's shop, brought in the Land Cruiser 100 series here to do a maintenance. As you guys know, I just picked it up recently, and the main thing for me is maintenance, because I don't want to be out on the trail or anywhere on the road and having issues with this vehicle. And obviously on a trail, you know, we're out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't want a line busting or anything going wrong with it or having any failures. So what they did is they put it on the rack and they checked all the bushings, all the axles, and just all the fluids and everything. And yeah, let me go over some of the stuff they looked and possibly need to change. But yeah, if you haven't already, make sure to hit a subscribe and a thumbs up, and I appreciate you guys watching. All right, so first and foremost, the biggest thing that they found here was this radiator. As soon as the radiator starts changing to this color, from black to brown or goldish, it's time to replace it. And sure enough, the coolant was low. They did a pressure test on it, and they found that right here in this area, there's a hairline fracture right here that is causing pressure to release. So obviously the coolant might be slowly leaking through there, so that's an issue. So I'm gonna have to replace the radiator at the earliest convenience. So this is gonna be one of the things. Another thing was, as you guys can see, Martin topping off the fluid level, the brake level. The brakes were solid. He says they're about 90%, and it did have a slight vibration on the brakes, but he mentioned because they might be aftermarket, not Toyota OEM brake pads, that might be the issue causing that. Another thing here that might need to be addressed is the timing belt. What they did is recommend every 90,000 miles to replace the timing belt. So this one has about 204,000 miles, and it was replaced at about 120 based on what the previous owner said. So he's going to check to see if that's the case. Most likely it's going to have to be redone. And while we're there, he recommends do the water pump. So change the radiator while we're there and change the timing belt, and the water pump is probably going to be one of the next steps. Even before I decide to do any upgrades, suspension work, or anything like that, my main focus is to actually get this vehicle running tip-top shape before we do anything else. Because again, I don't want to get stuck in the middle of nowhere with, you know, an issue because I didn't take care of it beforehand. So yeah. So right now he's going to go check the timing belt to see if there's any cracks or anything that he sees wrong with it. And no matter what, I know that it's going to need replacing, but that's what he's doing. So they're doing a full over checkup again here at LEXTEK in National City. So if you guys, for any of your Lexus and Toyota needs for maintenance and repairs, make sure to go reach out to them. I'll put their information below on the description too. Very knowledgeable, been around for a long time, and I've known Monty for a long time, so make sure to stop by.
Las marcas estas, desde el uso pues, pero no está quebrada. Otras veces se ve que está quebrada la banda, pero esta está todavía, se puede decir que bien, porque no ha completado las 90,000 millas, pero ya ocupa el cambio. Para prevenir que
sí.
Alguien lo cambió, porque esto se lo puso alguien, no viene de fábrica. Nosotros cuando cambiamos, por ejemplo, el líquido de aquí, le marcamos aquí, y el power steering también le marcamos arriba igual como el de amarillo.
Y eso se tiene que, ¿cómo ves? Se tiene que reemplazar ya que estamos aquí.
Sí.
¿Sí?
Sí, porque si no se empieza a llenar de contaminación el caliper y hace que un pad se gaste más que el otro.
Ah, ok.
Entonces para que quede parejo y no te dañe el caliper.
All right. So he's looked at the timing belt, says it looks good now, but it's eventually going to need to be replaced. And while we're replacing the radiator that needs to be replaced, well, Once we're replacing the radiator, might as well change the timing belt and the water pump and the thermostat, he says, while we're there. Another one of the things he said, also replacing the brake fluid, because it just needs to be replaced. The brakes in the front and the rear have been done maybe in the last year or so, so it hasn't been worn down, but the fluid does need to be flushed out. So that's another thing on the list of the maintenance of this Land Cruiser 100 series. Another thing that he pointed out is the valve covers are slowly leaking. As you guys can see, the oil is dropping into the exhaust manifold shield, and obviously that would cause some smoke. So we're probably going to have to also replace the valve cover gaskets seals on both sides while we're already there as well. He says we checked the spark plugs as well. He says they're not bad, but he recommends replacing them as well while we're already doing all this maintenance stuff here in the near future. One thing noted is that the owner, right before I purchased it, had the battery replaced. So he did put a new battery. I don't know if I'll keep this battery, but for the time being, because it is new, I'm just going to keep it in here. But eventually what I might end up doing is replacing it with the bigger one, maybe a gel cell battery, or or something similar. And also I'm going to end up putting a SLE dual battery kit for that side, and then putting another battery on that side with the air compressor on that side as well. So those are little things that here and there are going to get done on this build, but till then, first and foremost, the maintenance, like I mentioned. Another project. Alright, so he's just gonna top off all my fluids, which he already did on the brake reservoir, and now he's gonna top off my oil. It's very clear. He says it's clean, as you guys saw, but we're just gonna go ahead and top it off.
Tres tapitas y 3 squares y nada más, porque luego se dañan las líneas, se tapan pues las líneas de los wipers.
Wow, okay. Alright, so he says he used this windshield wiper concentrated spray because they were noticing that once they just put the fluid that goes in that they sell, that they were noticing that the lines were getting clogged. So he recommends doing 3 pumps of some of this when you're filling up your windshield wiper windshield wiper container or fluid, to use some of this. And as you guys can see, the color right there. So filled up, topped off, good to go.
Tenía poquito de coolant, pero es como verde. Lleva el red. Ahorita la mano va a poner agua porque tenemos el rojo nosotros que lleva el Toyota.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna just top it off with water because it has an aftermarket coolant there. They recommend using OEM Toyota coolant fluid for the radiators, which is a red fluid that's right here. They recommend that, but we won't do that now. He just wants to top it off with some water to fill it up. Once we replace the radiator, then we're gonna go ahead and use OEM Toyota coolant fluid for this. Alright, now he's gonna check the alternator to see what it's charging at.
40-15. That's okay. La limpieza de los inyectores para que tenga mejor rendimiento la gasolina, y se usan las mismas bujías para que las mismas bujías hagan esa función de la limpieza. O sea, al momento que se limpien los inyectores va a caer también a las bujías, y para no afectar las nuevas.
Sí. Alright, once we change the valve cover gasket, he recommends doing an air intake system clean using this product here. He recommends it, and keeping the spark plugs, the old ones, on there while they're cleaning the air in the intake system, so that all the contaminants go to the old spark plugs, and then once the system is clean, then we add the new ones. So we got the vehicle checked and everything. He's going to put a proposal together or a service quote for the vehicle. So big shout outs to LEXTEK. Make sure to go check them out here in National City if you're in the area or in the San Diego area or even SoCal, right? So if for your Lexus and Toyota repair needs, again, he's gonna put it together. As you guys saw, it's gonna need some here and there stuff, which is common, especially because the vehicle hasn't been. Most of the stuff is all original still, like the shocks and stuff like that, so we're gonna have to replace those. Maybe at the time we might do some old man emu stuff while we're there. But big shout outs again. Go check them out on the description below. If you have any questions or anything regarding any Lexus or Toyota repairs or anything, reach out to them with the phone number in the description below. All right, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys, and see you guys later.